Anthony Fantano has got himself in trouble on Twitter due to what people are calling a meltdown against a 16-year-old. 2020 keeps on giving and giving. This all started on his new music stream, which took place last Friday. On this stream, he reviews various tracks that have been released over the course of the week, and this week, one such track happened to be by a young rapper named Redveil. Because this stream is not archived, we don't know exactly what he said, however, all reports indicate that it was extremely critical, and most reports indicate that it was somewhat mocking. Some Twitter users found this to be very unfair because Redveil is very young and somewhat inexperienced, so there was a negative reaction to Fantano on the site. Fantano, however, didn't take this on the chin. No, he responded to this criticism in the worst possible way, sarcastically asking why people would be angry with his opinions, calling everybody a bitch and a baby for disagreeing with him, and worst of all, using emojis despite being well into his 40s. General consensus I've seen outside of the initial Twitter hive mind that formed was that Fantano has the right to say whatever he wants to about this chap's music, but that the way he acted on Twitter was extremely childish and petty. Redveil himself said that he'd fully expected the reaction and didn't really care. However, I find this somewhat questionable considering, as per my understanding of the events, he himself did submit his work for review by Fantano. Seems like a strange thing to do if you don't care about the man's opinion. Redveil himself also joined along with some of the age-based mocking directed at Fantano. About an hour and a half ago, as of the recording of this video, Fantano has somewhat backtracked and apologised to Redveil and explained that what he did not out of any particular dislike for the chap, but as a general manifestation of frustration he feels towards certain elements of his fan base. As a possible indication that Fantano was upset, more so than he let on, by Twitter's response, the replies to the tweet were disabled for all except Redveil himself, who in turn accepted Fantano's apology. It's no secret that I don't like Fantano. I view his response to this whole situation as another example about how he will either completely bend to pressure or fail to take on board any criticism whatsoever. As with most communists, there seems to be very little middle ground with the man. However, looking at things objectively, I highly doubt that this will have any effect on Fantano's perceived credibility in the music industry. His fans will continue to spout his questionable opinions on every corner of the internet, although maybe they will do so with slightly more hesitation. The only clear winner out of the situation is Redveil. As a result of all this drama, is likely to be a lot more of a successful rapper than he otherwise would have been. In conclusion, I think this is yet another example of a certain amount of neuroses and inability to take criticism often found with Fantano. And while I disdain for delving into amateur psychology and trying to explain people's motivations, especially when it's negative, I think this example is particularly poignant and necessary, and as my use of the English language is nowhere near as advanced as that of Melon, I'll let him explain my thoughts himself.
I'm a human trash can piece of garbage who no one likes, and I'm really annoying, and I'm just obnoxious and confrontational because I'm probably insecure in my personal life, and my political views are really all just a sham. And I hope one day I can become a better person, hopefully through some therapy, maybe getting outside a little more often, by talking to other people, getting to know others, and, just becoming a more sociable person. Maybe that will help me get over this rough patch that I'm going through. And then, once I'm through it, hopefully all of you can forgive me for being a massive prick on the internet.